if you're coming back for part two, I'm very proud of you because there's a lot more to get to. You already hear the laughter. You already hear the banter
Welcome back.
starting up. Welcome back. Now, Kim, how do we want to start this out? What what are some of the
Is there
what are
anything
some
that we forgot to say?
Well, let me, you know what?
Well,
Let me start us out with
what?
a little something. All right?
Perfect.
Let's just get right
Yeah.
to it. Okay? Let's get right
Okay.
to it. Now,
Yeah.
we kind of I don't know if you want to call it debunked, but we debunked the crap about him and this alleged child that these people are being very shady about and all this other stuff.
Right.
Let's get to the crux of the other stuff because you just already started talking about good old Carlos Estevez. Why don't we, Charlie Sheen for everyone playing along, we already talked about Carlos. Let's get to it. Let's get to it because, I mean, hey, he's paying us all. So let's talk about him since he's paying us, apparently. Let's chat
Yeah.
about him.
Allegedly.
Apparently.
Yeah. Yeah.
I haven't got a check. Have you guys got a check?
I have never even spoken
No,
to the
not
man.
yet.
Never spoken to the man. and
Me neither.
and from what I'm understanding, the last time Judy spoke to him, Judy, what was it? 80
1985. Do me a
85.
favor.
Yeah, 85. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
I don't know what
There's,
personal vendetta he's got against him, but it has nothing to do with us, and I have to keep fighting it all the time. For my kids' sake.
Well,
Whatever.
My guess
maybe
is
because
it's a woman. Something to do with a woman.
let's put it this way: Charlie
Well,
gets more
I
women.
kind of heard that. Yeah.
Charlie gets more women. Charlie gets more movies. Charlie has more money. Charlie has more power. Charlie has more fit. Do I need to go on? Do I need to go?
No.
No. And that's one man who he knows can be a punching bag. That's one person who obviously has got himself in quite a bit of trouble over the years. One person that actually has a little 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon there that you can connect the dots and say, oh, maybe back in the day, because, there won't be any proof that can ever be, uprooted. I can just put a connection with a guy that got in a lot of trouble and make it so that I'm coming out and I'm protecting my friend because no one will ever be able to prove I'm lying. Does it go something like that? Or am I just anybody? Kinda, right?
Something like anybody.
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
Mhm.
I
Who
think it
knows?
goes exactly like that. Sounds very
Yeah.
bang on
Yeah,
to
he's
me.
an easy target, but
Yeah.
but notice he shits his little underoos at even the thought of saying his name.
He
You know?
does. Someone brought it up in one of his periscopes one time, and he's like, "Ooh, that's not a name I want to talk about." So
No, because
I
he'll
don't
ruin
either.
your
I mean,
life.
it's
He'll
absolutely-
ruin the miserable life that you have left. That's why. But all right, so let's get right into that. All right. Judy,
You know,
have
it's
some,
a very,
you have some
actually,
emails.
yeah, go ahead.
You have some emails.
What?
You have
I'm
some
sorry?
you have some emails, Judy.
emails.
They're
yes,
electronic correspondences.
Hard of hearing.
Yeah, they're electronic
Yes, I do
correspondences.
I do have some emails, that are very interesting that I am going to talk about, but I do have one that I really, really kind of wanted to mention that he sent me from August 20th, 2016. My goodness, look at all these emails that he's sending me, and whatever. But I found it interesting because I'm saying he keeps telling everybody on a national stage that I know the truth and I'm hiding about stuff, but I honestly, once again, even in an email, even though it's not out there, which is going to be now, he's actually hiding behind the truth. So this is my truth campaign. Hello. Yeah, this is my truth campaign.
It is ironic.
So
it is ironic.
Isn't that ironic? Okay. So this email, which has nothing to do with the ones that I really want to touch on, I was like, I had to think about this one for a minute. And he said something about, I remember the last time that they saw each other, and he's explaining it in one way, and I know the truth, which I'm going to reveal. And he said in the email, it was a beautiful moment, something the last time we saw each other. Listen to this. He's talking about somebody else, and my kid would never do that. It was a beautiful moment when he looked into my eyes at the end of our last weekend together and said, thank you. And I asked him, for what? And he said, for finally showing me the world through your eyes. It's a beautiful place.
That's so creepy. It's creepy.
And that was, where we were the last week before he died. And I'm thinking, okay, so you know what happened? This is the truth because I have a witness. I had our neighbor, Corey's best friend and his wife, came over, and they were there when he was getting ready to go to the Playboy Mansion. They came right after they left, actually. And Corey called him. Feldman called my kid, and he said, he started crying his crocodile tears, and he said, my wife just left me. I have no friends. I'm very lonely. Even though my son didn't really want him around, he said, okay, why don't you just come over if you're that lonely? And he said, okay, do you want to go to the Playboy Mansion? You know what? My son has been dying to go there for years and years, and finally he said, absolutely. He really wanted to go, and that would have been his one and only time that he went. So they went to the Playboy Mansion. He got all happy and dressed and everything else. In the meantime, Corey Feldman, because my son told him that he has a lot of movies coming up. He was doing well, everything else, and of course, who shows up is Corey Feldman, and he walks into our place with a big fat joint. And Corey and I just looked at each other, and he gave me the knowing look. I know, Mom. I know. Okay, don't worry about it. So I'll make a long story short. They leave, and not long after that, honest to God, I have a witness. Not long after that, we see a cab. Who pulls up but my kid? We were wondering why he's home alone so early. So he comes in. He was very, very, very upset, distraught. And we're going, what happened? Why did you leave so early? Didn't you have a good time? He said, you know what? And this is the bottom line that I'm going to say. He said, you know what? Corey Feldman started doing drugs. He started doing Special K. I said, what is that? He said, I don't know. He explained to me. I can't even remember what that is. But anyways, he said he's doing that. And I knew that he wanted to frame me. He wanted to, what do you call it?
Sabotage.
Yeah, he wanted to do that, and I just didn't want to. I have a lot of stuff to do, and I've had enough of that. Set me up. I don't want to be set up again, and I just decided to get a cab and just come home. And that was what Feldman said to me, forgetting that I know the truth. It was a beautiful moment. My son looked into his eyes. Give me a break. Okay, Truth Campaign. That's my story over there. So that's just one of the emails. I'm sorry that I happened to find when I was looking for all the other emails, and I got really pissed off. So I decided to actually mention it because I'm sick and tired of the lies, the cover-ups. I'm sick and tired of it. So here you go, the Truth Campaign. Yeah. Point the fingers at my kid. Go ahead. So what did you want to say, Bobby? With the emails?
Well, there were a couple for sure that you were going to read that I had some questions about. So if you want to go ahead and read them.
Okay. Well, I was actually kind of surprised because I got to tell you, it was barely about a year and a half, not even, since my son passed, because this email that I sent to him was December 2nd, 2011. And I'm just saying it right from the start. I could care less if anybody believes me or not, thinks that I'm making this up or not, or making any excuses. I don't care. I don't have to explain anything to anyone. But I was kind of mortified about this particular email that I sent him. I do remember Corey Feldman calling me every single day and asking me to help him get pedophiles, and every single day, relentless. And here I am, mourning my kid, everything else. And he said, look, Marty Wise, who, I don't know, I guess he was friends with Corey. My Corey saw him maybe once or twice in his lifetime or whatever it is. He said he just got indicted the day before for a pedophile or whatever he did. It was so long ago, I can't remember. He said, please give me permission to talk about him. This is going to be the start of our taking down pedophiles. And I'm going, what are you talking about? He says, Marty, just write to me. And he dictated to me what to write to him. Now, I wanted to get rid of him so he doesn't call me every day. It's not a good excuse at all. I am actually mortified. But there is another email that will explain right after this. Now, this is what I wrote, and I couldn't even believe it. I said, hi, Corey. Regarding our conversation today, December 2nd, I think Marty was indicted or something December 1st. So Feldman really set me up on this one. Regarding our conversation today, December 2nd, 2011, concerning Marty Wise, I give you permission to mention what Marty has done to my son, Corey Haim, to the press. Oh, my God, he's never done anything. Anyways, I would also like you to mention Dominic as well, who molested my son. Corey, I don't want this to go into a book or anything like that. Me giving you permission to speak on Corey's behalf is only to the press and to the police. It was good to talk to you today and Scott today. Take care and give Zen a big kiss from me. This is what he dictated for me to say to him so he can go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry, I have to get rid of someone. Do you mind? I'm on the phone. I'll call you back. Hi,
I just want to verify to everyone listening that when she says she's getting rid of someone, she doesn't mean that she's not going to whack someone, everyone, because that's going to be another conspiracy theory that Judy's going to make someone disappear. She just was getting them off the phone, by the way, so they didn't bother her during the interview. So go ahead, Judy. Continue.
You are funny. Okay, Bobby. Yeah, I guess I'm allowed to be your friend since you're the big bad wolf. Anyways. Oh, well, I'm accused of that. I might as well speak it.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Anyways, this email that I found from 2011, I guess I had it in my files already, but I haven't seen this since 2011. And I was talking about this roller coaster thing, and Corey Feldman relentlessly calling me up, help me, do this, do that. I'm thinking, what the hell does he want for my life? And he's telling me to write this, so I wrote it. It's a horrible thing. And by the way, I want everybody to know that this email went to the right people, okay? I sent this to the right people with an explanation because this is awful. But this is what I wrote because I thought about it afterwards, I guess. I swear on my life I don't remember these two emails, but okay. And I must have been concerned because on December 8th, 2011, I wrote him another email regarding that, and I go, hi, Corey, lost my phone, going tonight. Okay, this is about a phone number. If I have to get a new number, I will email you. Okay, this is not important. And then I said, please resend me your number. Then, of course, I have it. Can you please email me? Okay. This is the part. Corey, make sure you talk about yourself, too, when you interview. And don't forget to mention Dominic. And you might want to talk about John as well. See how clueless I was? What the hell? Because if you just talk about my Corey regarding this problem and Marty, Corey's fans will not like it one little bit. They always complain when you talk about my Corey and not yourself. I have to be honest with you. Don't want you to look bad. Look, I'm still being nice to him, people. Yeah. And this was in December 8th, not knowing what the hell is going on with me, 2011. So he responds to me, and he goes like this, and this is really important. Yes, Judy, that is the right number, and I understand your concerns. Don't worry. This isn't about Corey or me. It's about bringing these guys to justice. Thanks, Corey Feldman. And now, many years later, I'm thinking, you set me up, you son of a gun. Yeah. If it had nothing to do with my Corey or yours, why did you make me write Marty, even though he was already indicted? Yeah, go ahead.
I think it's something important to note and for people to keep in mind when they're saying, how could she have done this? Why would she have done this? 2011 is not long after Corey Haim actually passed away. And for anybody that's never lost a son or someone that close to them, she was in a deep state of grief and trusted this man and didn't think that he would manipulate her words to use it the way he's using it against her.
Right? And he manipulated me, all right, because obviously I wrote it. So I am responsible for that. I take responsibility for that. And when I heard that he's going to put some emails to prove one thing or another, it may be this, it may not be this. I don't really know. But when I saw it, I said, well, if I was him, that's one of the emails that I would put in there because I'm kind of like incriminating myself with this. But I already told the right people. I told them what's going on. Told them
Right.
There's going to be a documentary. I said there just may be this in this documentary to prove that I know something and I'm lying about knowing the truth. And oh my God, she's hiding behind the truth. Wow. Okay, but his response, and I'm going to read it again. Okay. Oh, I'm going to read it again. It's like, yes, Judy. That is the right number, and I understand your concerns. I was concerned about what I wrote. Don't worry. This isn't about Corey or me. It's about bringing these guys down. In other words, he didn't even care, and I'm at fault too. He didn't even care that he's going to put somebody else's name in there, but he did it with Marty. He already got indicted, so he felt, hey, I can put his name down. That's how I'm going to get her to help me.
Right.
I'm going to ask her to put his name down. This is the way I want her to help me bring them down, and that's the way I'm going to help her bring, So there you go. That's one of them. Whatever. This is the explanation, and you know what? Like I said, the right people have seen it. They know about it. They're not going to be shocked and surprised when they see it in the documentary.
Right. And
Yeah.
when you say the right people in clarifying, you mean the police, correct?
You know what? There are other people that needed to see this aside from the police.
Okay, perfect. Just for
Okay.
the people listening at home.
Yeah, I turned all my emails to the right people, everybody I talked about, with an explanation of all of this, and they all seem to be perfectly fine and understand what's going on, including I send all these emails and everything that I have to the police on both sides. And if he's not going to stop saying that I'm attacking him and terrorizing him and stopping him from naming names, then I have to call the FBI next, or I would, listen, Kim, I would suggest very highly that he does that, to call the FBI since he thinks I'm a terrorist and ask them to come to my house. I am willing to turn over my bank account since he claims that Charlie's paying me the big bucks to be quiet about something. I'm willing to turn in all of my equipment, my phone, my iPad, my this, my that, everything. Let them come and check me out and see what kind of terrorist I really am since he's claiming that I am one. Trying to stop him. I don't think that he can ever prove that I am trying to stop him. It's a cover-up. Stopping me from, really, from naming pedophiles? Really? She's terrorizing me? I mean, come on. Come up with a better story, okay?
I think that speaks volumes, you offering to turn over all your information.
Everything, my bank account and everything. I am so ready. I'm so ready. Call the FBI. Tell them to come over here so they can have a look at me, a real good look at me, and see, that I'm running some sort of a cult apparently to you as your, claim, whatever. Anyways, other emails. I don't want to bore anybody with this, but I am, truth campaign. Let's do the truth campaign.
Okay.
So, I wouldn't mind reading the Charlie. Bobby, do you have anything to ask me to say anything at all?
No, except to say, that's definitely one of the emails that caught my attention that I wanted to hear an explanation. That's why I'm sitting here listening to Judy's explanation of it, because I want to know for sure. I want to hear that explanation of why that was even done this way. And then the next one that you're going to read, the one that starts with regarding our conversation today, that's another one that caught my attention that I want to hear an explanation to. And I think everybody,
Okay.
wants to hear.
Well, the Charlie one. Yeah, well, let me tell you, it was like, I think it actually, this email and this conversation about Charlie actually started, because let's not forget, let's not ever forget that the two Coreys, okay? That's very, very important. I think everything started kind of like, not started then, they had a really bad relationship throughout, but that day really brought a lot because, like I said, my son exposed this, abuser, told me, said, I can destroy you right now, which he's still doing. And, and then after that, I just wanted to say that leading up to that, it's very, very important because two things happened. First, he came to Toronto because he was passing by, and he wanted to go to the cemetery, and I took him there. He came actually very late, and I took him there. And to show you what he did was absolutely disgraceful because he started to cry his crocodile tears, and I really felt bad for him. I thought, wow, he's actually really and truly feeling really bad. So he told me to lay on the grass. Please, I didn't want to for the longest time. He said, please, please. Okay, right. In the end, I said, listen, are you going to keep this to yourself? It says, I promise you that this is for my album. I just want a memory of this. So I agreed. The next thing I see it's all over the internet. So he didn't keep his promise. Another stab in the back, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So there you go. Anyway, so when I got back to Toronto and everything else, before when he was ready to write his book, we had a really, really long conversation on the phone because I thought he was going to be decent and send me a
Hello?
Hello?
I don't know who.
Okay, we lost Judy for a second. She's back on.
Sorry, technical difficulties, folks. Okay, so carry on, Judy. You were saying?
Okay, we were on the phone. We were on the phone for like 2.5 hours because he told me pretty much what he was going to put in the book. And all of a sudden, for the first time, I hear, he said, listen, I'm going to sensationalize the book because I need it to be dramatic and whatever else. And I'm going to also add that Corey was raped or abused or whatever, on the set of Lucas. And and he told me the name, obviously, on the phone,
Right.
He said by Charlie. He says, but I'm going to allude to it because you're the one that needs to write the other part of the book because it should be your story, and you need to write about it. And I'm going, what are you talking about? He said, listen, and I swear on everything. He goes, it's payback time. And I'm going, what do you mean by that? He goes, it's payback time because your son embarrassed me on national TV, and yeah. So I couldn't even believe it. And I'm going, what are you talking about? Even if you're going to allude, first of all, he stunned me with the payback time. But I said, if you're going to allude to Charlie without mentioning his name, if you're going to say something happened on the set of Lucas with, when he was, he said he was 11 in his book. My son didn't even work at 11, but in any case, I said, if you actually allude to that and don't say the name, you just give hints of everything, people will know that it's Charlie. What are you talking about?
Right.
And this never happened. Okay, so I was so pissed. It was unbelievable. And later on, actually, I actually wrote him an email, and I found this one too when I found the other ones of Marty and all the other emails. The reason I'm saying this about this Charlie email is because I just saw him recently on an interview with a guy. I don't know who it is, but he was promoting his documentary. And he also said in there, which really pissed me off, and he said, oh, I'm going to put it, and I'm not going to mention it, but the right person is going to say it in their own words. And I thought, wow, another trap, really? But you're not going to say the truth. You're not going to tell the truth about how this email came about. are you now? Do you know what I mean?
Right.
It's incredible to me. So anyway, so I wrote him this email, which really sounds incriminating. It sounds like I'm actually alluding to Charlie or saying something about Charlie or admitting to Charlie or whatever, which is not the case at all. And it's just pretty much a follow-up of what I said to him on the phone. And this is the way I write. I mean, English, okay, excuse, not excuse, but it's my fourth language, and this is the way I write. I was so upset that I wrote this email the same way that I said to him on the phone, if you know what I'm saying. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
It was one of those things, you know. So, yeah, so I'm going to read you this email, and this is almost a conversation he and I had, because on the same page, I said after 2.5 hours, it stopped, and I said, I didn't realize you had Zen with you yesterday. If you would have said something about him being there, I wouldn't have kept you on the phone. And for that, I wouldn't have kept you on the phone, and that is one of the reasons I got off the phone as fast as I did, because I was on the phone with him for 2.5 hours, and he never said that Zen, being young then, was actually there, you know, so I felt bad, and I said, you know, I said bye, whatever.
Right.
Anyway, so I said, it is your book after all, but the fact that you asked me last year or whenever if you can bring up Lucas and talk about it without mentioning the name, I told you then that I don't want you to do that. You told me, if you remember, that you can't write about it because it's me who needs to tell the story and not you, and you went ahead and wrote it anyways, which will raise a lot of questions. You just want to create a buzz, and it seems like you'll be using my Corey story to do that. You know, where is it? Sorry. You know as well as I do that the media will want to know who that was, especially because you mentioned the fact that the guy was on Lucas. Is well and on Lucas and is well known and makes a lot of money. They'll know it was Charlie. That will be the focus on the book. That's why I hate the fact that you are telling people the story. That's what I told them on the phone. The story I asked you not to get involved with. This part of Corey's life has nothing to do with you or your relationship with my Corey. It's my choice if I ever want to go there. I don't want people to start calling me and asking me about this. I will have to be honest about things that I think are going to be wrong or agree to things that are right on the money. We'll see. This is my email, okay? I mean, it is exactly, but if I were him, I told Bobby, I said, when I found this email that I completely forgot about, I said, if I was him and he wants to expose emails, it would be this one and the other one, know, but there is an explanation, and I sent people with a full explanation, according to the police, and it's exactly what I said to him on the phone, and I was pissed because he actually put it in the book, and I sent a lot of emails to him and to his manager at that time, and I said, please send me a copy of the book before you release it. And they said, sure. I never got a copy. You know when I got a copy? When it was already released.
Yeah. So you couldn't dispute.
I mean, what?
That's so you couldn't dispute anything that was in the book.
Well, yes, whatever. But that's the way I write. I wrote it exactly the way I was telling him on the phone. Why are you getting involved in Corey's life, period? I've said that to him always. Talk about your life. This is the way I speak. I'm sorry. It sounds weird, but that's the way it is. And I said, in the email, I said, even if you talk and allude to it, people will know it's Charlie. And if I want to talk about anything regarding Corey's life, and it doesn't mean that I'm alluding to Charlie or saying something, because if that was the case, I would have mentioned his name on Dr. Oz as well. So I'm not hiding anything. And I'm reading this email. If I was hiding anything, I wouldn't be reading this email right now on this YouTube channel.
That's right.
Okay, so I'm just saying it out loud that this is what we spoke about on the phone, and this is my follow-up email to him. That's it. And bottom line is always, getting away from mentioning Dominic, and what happened on the two Coreys, and like I said, it is what it is. This is the email. And I would imagine like I said, if I were him, this is the email I would put out there, because it really looks like as if I'm going, oh my God, it was, don't talk about it because people will know it's Charlie. And if I want to talk about it, I will talk about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's not like that at all. It was a conversation on the same thing. Do not talk about it. People will understand that it was Charlie. Why are you doing this? Why are you making up this story? Period.
Right.
Dead end.
And people not realizing that you had a 2.5-hour phone conversation, that English isn't your first language. They didn't understand the meaning behind it. Now they understand.
Well, you know what, Kim? Whether they do or not, this is the fact. I'm just preempting it instead, in case it's going to go, in case he is going to put this. He might not even put any emails in the end. Maybe he just wants to trick me or something. He might not even put it in his documentary if he ever sells it, you know. And if
Right.
he does, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
I know he was gonna, you know, whatever, you know. But just in case, you know, if he has that email, so be it. What am I on trial? I just wanted to explain these because I think that I owe these people that are involved, that are mentioned, an explanation, because that wasn't fair. And the one about Charlie looks a little funny, but it's not, because there is always two sides to every story, and
That's
this
right.
is my story. And actually, like I said, I'm sorry I kept you on the phone for so long because I knew Zen was there. Okay,
Yes.
2.5 hours trying to beg him not to write anything in his crazy book that I've never read. But that's
I can
what
tell
happened.
you, when I was Feld Fam, the big thought amongst all of the Feld Fam was that you were being paid by Charlie Sheen. Honest to God, and I'm not even kidding you. Yeah, I swear to God.
Are you serious? Is that for real?
I swear on my mom's grave. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
That's what we all thought, because that's what he was implying to. Did he ever say that to us? No. But he had us watch the angels. He was trying to find anything related to Satanism and to Marilyn Manson for some reason. But those were the things that, and it was common knowledge amongst the Fell fam that Charlie Sheen, that's who everyone thought the name was, that he was withholding.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That is quite incredible, honest to God.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's got against Charlie. I mean, listen, we saw Charlie in 1985. There were an awful lot of people, you know, on the set. During the day. I mean, Feldman with his stories, oh, my God. I mean, even in an email, it was really hard for me to read, and he sends it to my son's mother, okay,
Right.
that it was, like, done in broad daylight with some Crisco oil. It was really disgusting,
I know.
and it was absolutely terrible, and I couldn't even believe what I was reading, and you know what I mean? So it was like one of those things that I'm going, oh, my God, I don't know what he's got against him, but whatever it is has nothing to do with my kid. I knew my kid like a book, and so did all of his friends, all of his life. He couldn't keep his mouth shut. That's why every interview that you see him on, he's telling the truth. He told the truth about his own demons, about his own, what kind of pills he took. This and that. I knew every single girl that he ever saw. I mean, I used to tell him, Corey, please, I don't want to hear this. You know, why do I need to? I swear I'm not.
Yeah.
Why do I need to hear it? He was one of those kids.
You could even see that in his interviews. Like, you could see that he was an open book. Like, he held nothing back. If he was having a bad day or if he was mad at Feldman, I seen the interview that you were talking about earlier with the purple background where he was pretending to punch Feldman in the throat or in the face. So. Well,
exactly. And that happened really before. Before we went to his house, before he said that he looked into his eyes. I mean, this is the way my kids felt about him, and this is what Feldman is saying. I mean, what? So there is something wrong with this picture for sure. Yeah. And the funny thing is, and you know, he went away when, like, he wrote his book anyways, and it's funny because his ex-wife actually called me. And I was very surprised because I was ready to hang up on her because I thought the way they treated him on the reality show was absolutely disgusting. And
horrendous.
They hurt him horrendous, right?
Yeah.
And he was so hurt all the time, so hurt. And they really demeaned him, you know, especially, but he doesn't have to do laundry. Oh, we're a team. You're not a team. You don't have a team. And
I know.
so many things that were like really and truly, but whatever. So anyways, listen, they got divorced, she remarried, everything else, and she called me, and she says, listen, I just want to make amends and read something to you. And I said, okay. You know, she got herself well. She was okay, so why not? Everybody deserves, you know, a chance to be heard if they're okay. So she wanted to make amends, and I said, all right. And she basically told me that she's extremely sorry to me and even to my kid, even though he's not here, that she acted like a bitch to him. That was her words. And that they treated him in a very, very terrible way to hurt him. And she told me straight out, we pointed the fingers at him, so the onus is not going to be on us. We were ourselves on drugs at that time. And she got herself well, and I had a lot of respect for her for actually calling me and apologizing and making amends, and all is forgiven with her.
Right. And that is the right thing to do, Corey Feldman, if you're listening.
Oh, I don't even care. I never want to hear from him ever. I don't care what he decides to do. Ever, ever, ever. You know, ever. He's done. With me, for sure. Disrespecting my son in that way and claiming he is his friend and his partner and his this and that and the other. Nope, that's it. It's done. Calling me a terrorist. Bye-bye.
I don't know about you, but I've lost a lot of loved ones in my life, family, best friends, my husband.
Me too. Yeah,
and I'm
sorry.
Don't talk about those types of things about those people. I remember the good times. I remember the love. I remember their legacy that they'd want to be remembered in. And I don't believe that Corey Haim would be happy with the picture that Feldman has painted and chooses to talk about, even in his book. It's disrespectful on every single level.
I so agree with you. You know, I mean, he did that when Corey was alive too. You know, he actually set him up. You know, every time he had an opportunity to say something about him out there, he just, you know, even now, even 9 years later, he doesn't want him to he wants to kind of, and what he's doing is character assassination pretty much. That's what he's doing to me and him, you know, and disrespectful. And you're absolutely correct, Kim, because when somebody passes on, you really do remember, and you want to, the good times and all the good stuff about them, and, you know, honor their name and
and their memory.
And their memory and stuff like that. This guy wants to destroy his memory by me and my friend, and I am going to expose the rapist, and that's all he talks about. That's all he knows. This is unbelievable. And no one, like I said, all of Corey's other friends, you know, not one bad word, not one, except Feldman. I've never seen anything like it in my life. You know, so you're right.
Bobby,
you know, we want to remember the good stuff.
And Bobby made a good point before is that, you know, look at how many people that have interviewed with Bobby, for that matter, that have worked with Feldman, that have known Feldman, that, you know, had some sort of friendship, relationship, whatever have you. And look at how many of them have come forward and said, this is the type of guy that he is. He's just a bad person. And no one has done that about your son. So that speaks volumes.
I know a lot of people came out against him. I know, and you know what? It's funny because when ex-angels, you know, I don't even call them angels. They're actually really, really very intelligent, very talented women. They came to actually find me, you know, and we became friendly because they're really, really nice people. And yes, they decided to interview with Bobby, you know. So you're right. A lot of people came out to talk about him and their experiences with him, and not one person came out against my kid, you know, and they won't, because, listen, being a friend, you don't go and put many more nails in their coffin when they're gone, you know.
No,
like,
you don't.
It's either you just don't. And the fact that he sent me such horrific emails over the years, you know, I went through chemo and losing my son at the same time, cancer, and he actually sent me an email that I actually said, you know, on, I mentioned that on when I did the AJ Benza and Nancy Grace interview, because I did it right after I got these. I just couldn't believe it, you know.
Yeah.
And he actually said about about Charlie. Listen to this tiny little paragraph. I can help you if you would only stop this insanity and remember the conversation we had right before I wrote the book. You admitted that Corey told you about Charlie. No, I did not. So unless the chemo fucked up your brain, you know in your heart of hearts I speak the truth. There you go. Chemo fucked my brain. Yeah. Well.
That's so offensive. So offensive.
It is hurtful, offensive, and you know what? My son took care of me like every step of the way with the chemo and everything that I went through for a year. And for him to make fun of that just because he wants to prove a point or maybe make money off of this, I don't know. Because on the same email, he actually admitted, he goes A, B, C, D, all these little things. At the first A, he goes, yes, Dominic was a pedophile. He finally admitted in one of his emails that, Dominic was a pedophile.
That is shocking. Considering he was friends with him, some might call that being a pedo protector, but hey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you better be careful talking about the ambassador to Child USA.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the same child ambassador that wanted me to get a good-looking kid and set up John Grissom in a sting operation? Is that child ambassador?
Now, Kimberly.
Oh, he said that to you in a tweet.
Yeah, now, Kimberly.
No, in a direct message.
In a direct message. Now, Kimberly, he has speculated, as well as some of the flip-floppers and such. You just made that up.
Yeah.
Now, I know there is a lot of fraudulent DMs and whatnot out there, but
right.
You are, once again, willing to hand that over, even though, actually, if this ever, became criminal, federal, or whatnot, they actually have to subpoena the records, just so everybody knows. It's not good enough to just walk into court and show your phone. They have to actually subpoena the records. And but it's okay. Kim said it in her interview months ago. Yeah, sure. Confiscate my phone. Subpoena the records, grab everything. I don't care, because he really did. He actually sent this. So it's
really
speculate.
In my direct messages, that message.
Yeah,
I saw it. I actually saw it.
Yeah. People, use your own judgment as to who's lying and who's not.
Yeah, use your own judgment. Yeah. It's funny because in speaking of emails. It's really funny. He was still talking about Charlie, I suppose, and he said, it's not his fault. He just got raped, blah, 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 because, all of that stuff. He said, he told anybody that would listen. And I thought, and this is when I started reading these emails. He told anybody that would listen, but I thought Corey Feldman said that he's the only one that he told to tell his story. Meanwhile, if he told anybody that would listen about Charlie, then how come I've asked so many people and they've never heard of it? All of his friends. No one has ever heard him ever say that.
Right. Well, that's just another inconsistency of Feldman's to point out. Again, number 222.
Well,
I know, but who does that? I mean, who sends these type of emails? My God, as a matter of fact. Charlie raped your son. This is a fact. And I'm thinking, what do you mean this is a fact? I mean, do you have any contract for my kid? Do you have anything signed where he said, sure, if I die, tell my story? I mean, were you on the set of Lucas? Did you even know him then? By the way, he was almost 14, just for your knowledge.
Well, and that's another thing, Judy, is the age keeps changing as to how old Corey Haim was. I can't tell you how many interviews I've gotten different numbers in different interviews. It's just something to point out for the listeners at home.
I mean, we've had him in his own voice. In his own voice, he has contradicted himself. In his own voice, he has contradicted himself. In his own book, he is contradicted. These, just like the 17 different ways that they found DNA from Corey to do this search. They just keep changing. And I'm going to say this again. Probably the only conspiracy that I believe in, which was proven not to be a conspiracy, was Bob Lazar and Area 51. The reason I believe it
Oh, yeah.
is because they actually the government had to disclose in court documents that the facility existed. But the one thing that a lot of skeptics are not skeptical of, are not suspicious of, as far as Bob Lazar's accountings of the situation, is that since 1989, his story never fluctuated just one word. Nothing ever changed. He said the same story the same way for decades.
There you go. There you go.
And every story.
There you go. I don't have another story.
Every story that Feldman has ever told has 4, 5, 7, 9 different variations. Folks,
That's right.
I got bad news for you. Usually when there are 3 variations to a story, you have to suspect the story. When you have 7, 8, and 9 that you could just Google and watch or YouTube it, please.
Right.
Well, the one thing, you know what? We have to wrap this up. And I want to wrap it up by saying, I want to wrap it up with saying that in this documentary, of course, he is going to exploit those emails and he's going to rip them to pieces and prove to everyone that, you know, you're getting the big bucks and you're paid and all this other bullshit and all that other stuff. And there are going to be idiots that listen regardless of what you just said tonight, what you've said in the past, what you probably will end up saying at least once or twice in the future. It doesn't matter.
Right.
But the cold hard fact is that there are a lot of idiots that are going to be in this documentary. There are going to be a lot of idiots. There are going to be a lot of winners, I should say, in this video that he has. Mm-hmm. And you know, just to add to the credibility, let's go over some of that. Now, you are going to have a lot of people in there that are going to claim you paid them, you coerced them, you forced them, you made them do all these videos, even though there are direct messages that counter what these people are saying. Feldman, well, you know, I shouldn't question him because, remember, contact Feldman, then go to the National Enquirer and you'll solve any mystery. But Feldman, or should I just say the new Martin Scorsese, coming out with this soon-to-be Academy Award-nominated documentary. Does he get industry experts? No. Does he get credible, journalistic, actual accounts? No. He got something better. He got unemployed, degenerate, flip-flopping, down-and-out YouTubers to jump on and spew their shit. How about that one?
Yeah.
And folks, they're all going to have a history.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, they're all going to have a history. They're all going to have a history of either supporting Feldman, then not supporting Feldman, then supporting Feldman again, then not supporting Feldman, and then saying, the hell with that, we have to go after this chemtrail thing. Because we're bored with the JFK assassination and the fake moon landing and all this other stuff. These are the types of things that, and these are the type of people and the type of things that these people all have in common. They're all people that basically have nothing better to do but to try to live off of YouTube, to get involved in numerous amounts of drama. And when you go and
they
research...
want their 15-minute of fame, yeah.
Yeah, and when you go and research their background, and we have, by the way, common denominators, everything from these multiple bankruptcies to court appearances to criminal, just a whole smorgasbord of just unscrupulous prior behavior. You know, none of them are gainfully employed, and none of them have reputable jobs. You don't have to be employed to be a reputable citizen, by the way. That's not what I'm saying. But
you're right.
They have this whole conglomeration of just shit behind them. And again, you aren't a second-class citizen because you have a mental illness, but they just all seem to have financial troubles, history of deceit, lying, blackmailing, just awful,
non-credible,
degenerate, just like I can't even explain because I don't I can't say it without probably offending some people out there that don't get involved in things.
I mean, listen.
So, but folks, just when you see it, if you bother to watch it, you are going to see you're going to see a couple of familiar faces. You're going to see some faces. They're going to be, they're going to be prostitutes in there. There are
mental health.
It's unbelievable. There's going to be, there's probably going to, I don't know if she's going to actually be in it, but there's a woman out there who has a few PhDs. There's
apparently she's not in it.
Yeah, apparently. I mean, oh God, there are going to be people that pretended to be friends with him back in the 80s and then didn't, and then saw that was a dead end, and then they went and accused other stars out there of sexually harassing them and stuff. Oh,
whatever.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
Listen, bottom line, Bobby, is I wanted to speak tonight, and I know that I sounded very angry because I've had just about enough. It's about me that he's attacking. It's about my son that he's attacking. This documentary, I hope there was something else in there aside from me, and he wants to prove that I'm hiding something. The truth is coming out, and that's how he's promoting it. Now, why wouldn't I talk? Why wouldn't I say? I told him every time he talks and attacks me or my kid, I'll be talking. I'll reveal more and more.
Don't forget that the people at home listening, don't forget that this has been 9 years that Judy has suffered.
Harassed.
Harassed is the right word. Harassed is absolutely the right word. 9 years of this. So imagine for a moment, if you can, just how difficult that is for a mother, a grieving mother.
Yeah. And if any other mother that lost a child out there that understands, or any parent, I should say, that understands, they can find me. They want to talk to me. I'm ready to talk to anybody, that is going through pain. And I don't think that too many people are actually going through this agony of losing a child and being attacked all at the same time, being called a liar, hiding, whatever. What do they think? I even heard something really stupid. And whoever came up with this really should be put away in a straitjacket, because they're alluding somebody that something is wrong, or somebody played around with the autopsy and that I killed my son or something. Are these people insane? I mean, honest to God, I don't care. Look, I wanted to talk tonight, and I really thank you guys for being there for me, and Bobby for your channel, but I don't care. I'm saying it out loud. I don't care. Come and attack me, be hateful, do what you want. Nobody's going to tell me what kind of relationship. I stay away from my family, okay? Stay away from my family. You don't know a thing about us. Don't pretend that you do. And keep your attacks to yourself. If you want to attack, I'm not going to listen. I'm done with you people. That's it. The haters can stay home and do whatever they want.
Well, they already do stay home, Jude. They're unemployed. They already stay home.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
They're already home, Jude. Don't be redundant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
thank you for your time. I appreciate it, Judy.
It's going to be interesting.
I appreciate you guys being there for me,
because,
I have good friends, and for all of us to be attacked, like we were at the wolf pack, I almost nearly fell off my bed, both of you, I have to tell you. I told Susie, almost fell. He gets stabbed, and all of a sudden TMZ, Entertainment Tonight, I think, if I'm not wrong, the wolf pack to him. I nearly fell off my bed, and I'm going, what?
I think
he just made us famous. No, it's ridiculous. Oh, no, it's ridiculous. Listen, these girls that worked for him, and Wade, the bus driver, and everybody else, and Dre, really wanted to. They went to Bobby. He didn't go after them. They wanted to be heard. They did exactly what I'm doing tonight.
I do have to share. I have to share a quick story about that day, by the way. So that morning, I woke up to about, no exaggeration, I'm probably under exaggerating on this one. I woke up to 17, 18, 19 text messages from various people and over a dozen missed calls. And when I finally realized what had happened, both Judy and Greg actually called, and I'm not sure what you all think their reaction would have been, but it was actually laughter. Okay, here's how it went down. I picked up the phone, and Judy said, "Bobby, are you listening? Do you know what's happening? Oh, my goodness. What are you laughing about, Judy? Oh, my God, because he's crazy. Do you hear these things he's saying? He's lost his freaking mind. This is not funny. Some asshole is out there running around saying, Wolfpack this, fucking tried to stab him. This is not funny." Then I get a phone call from Greg. "Bobby, are you looking? What are you laughing about? This is great. He's an asshole. Can you believe he lied to the public like this? Oh, my God, he's lost his mind now. This is not funny, Greg. This is not funny. It's hilarious. It's ridiculous." I understand that. After I had time to process it, literally I drove down to the convenience store when I was on doing all the things that I had to do that day. And I remember after getting the calls, because online's online, and I have a picture of it. I sent it to someone. I forget whether it was the Daily News or the Times or something like that. I pop open the paper. I'm like, "Do you think it's possible?" Oh, mother of fucking God, it's there. There it was. In a real newspaper, too. I'm like, oh, my God, you've got to be kidding me. Yes, obviously I laughed later. But at the time, you're thinking, oh, my God, what could this... Of course, the story started coming in saying, "Oh, my God, Bobby, do you even realize that the police haven't even found a laceration? Do you understand that the police have not even... they're not even confirming that he was even attacked?" Well, obviously, when you first wake up to that, you just think this scumbag has completely lost his mind. But yeah, they're all joking, laughing, thinking, "Oh my God, this is literally him losing his mind." I do agree now. He did actually lose his mind by saying that ridiculousness. But it was a funny morning. In hindsight, it was a funny morning.
Well, the thing is, you remember, the funny thing is, and I was wondering, don't they speak to themselves? His own attorney said that there was road rage.
Yeah.
I know.
I know.
Okay, where is the Wolfpack? Okay, where's the Wolfpack coming in? It's just to give an excuse like, "Oh, my God, I just wanted to name pedophiles. Oh, my God, and they're trying to stop me." He had to blame someone so he can move on and do his agenda.
Yeah, yep. And that article is still out there on the internet. We'll link it in the description. It's still there. Kim, you have a video about it. It's still there. Perry frickin' Wander said road rage. Yeah, okay. Unbelievable. Two of you have a meeting with each other. Text each other. "Hey, what are you doing making this article about road rage? I told you the Wolfpack of Judy stabbed me. Oh, sorry. We got to get on the same page next time." Some communication. You're not paying this guy to represent you. Coordinate.
Yeah. What he says, the woman is responsible. The mother of the victim, he said. The mother of the victim. Oh, I can't wait for you to show that little video.
Judy, am I allowed to say your age? Never mind.
Of course. Why am I hiding my age? Why would you want to do that?
Because I want to make a point. I want all of you to listen to this point. Listen to me. Hard. Focus now, okay? Everyone out there. Corey Feldman, ex-80s star and mini moonwalker, okay, is traveling around Reseda, California in the middle of the frickin' night, claims he got syringed, and says Charlie Sheen, remember Charlie Sheen? You should. TV star, movie star,
I wouldn't say his last name.
Charlie Sheen.
Say his last name.
Charlie Sheen.
All right.
Okay, Charlie Sheen
Okay.
is sitting around his lair, mansion, whatever he has, and he's saying to himself, we got to keep this quiet. We got to keep, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to call Judy Haim up in Canada. Okay. Judy, hey, Charlie. I know you haven't heard from me in decades. Listen, what are you doing these days? I'm not doing anything, Charlie. I'm 70 years old. I'm retired. I'm just living my life, enjoying my grandkids. Do me a favor.
Yeah.
Let's try to whack Feldman. All right? We'll put together this guy from New Jersey I hear about. I think he might want to get on YouTube or something.
My gosh.
We'll get this guy from YouTube, from New Jersey. He's an actor or something like that. We'll get him to do YouTube videos, okay? And then he'll acquire all these people, and he'll call them the Wolf Pack by random. All right? So listen, I'll make sure you guys all get checks, all right? And then, I could get people, maybe I'll send like trucks out to run him over. If that doesn't work, if he manages to jump out of the way of that, I'll get someone to randomly pull up and maybe like pull a syringe on him, stab him in the middle of the night. Hopefully he'll be out traveling in the middle of the night in a shady area of Reseda. But, so listen, I'll cut the checks. I'll make sure this is all done, and we'll get this guy, right? Yes, absolutely, Charlie. That sounds like a good idea. Okay, great, Judy. Good talking to you. Good talking to you, too. And I'll make it so that there will be no trace of it. No cash, no checks, no wire, no Swiss bank account, nothing. I'll get it so that nobody in the world, the FBI, the Secret Service, the Queen's Guards, no one can trace it. Thank you so much, Charlie. I really appreciate that. I could use the money. Okay, thanks, Judy. I'll talk to you later. Okay, see ya. Folks, all that had to fucking happen for the bullshit that Feldman is spewing to have actually occurred. If you believe that, stop the video right now. Never get on this channel again. Get the fuck out of here. Go on these other YouTubers' channels and go look up at the sky and pretend that the government is killing us with chemtrails. Go out there and go fucking live your life with these crazy fucking people and leave us the fuck alone. That's the last thing I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, see how ludicrous this sounds? See how crazy it sounds?
At least we can laugh about it now. I'm glad you're laughing, Judy.
Well, it's not. I am laughing. I'm feeling better after the hospital thing. But the thing is that it's not a laughing matter. It's in print. Corey Feldman is not the only one that has a family. I have a family too that's going to be reading all this bullshit, and it's not right. It's not fair, and he shouldn't just be worried about his own family. I'm worried about mine too, like everyone else. This is going to stay there in print. My grandkids and everything, all the family are going to have to read this, all the bullshit that he's creating. I don't think that's right.
I don't either. I had him make a video about me calling me evil, dangerous, and a pedo protector. So he blamed me for his fan creator website being shut down. So people are paying $122 for a video, and I got one for free. So there's that. And
another person admitted to doing what he accused you of doing.
And he had proof of that.
Yeah, she admitted it.
Yeah. So, I mean, he still blamed me, even knowing that, after seeing that, still blamed me, made that public, put it on his Twitter, and there you go. So
unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
It is. It really is.
Listen, as much as I love you, as much as I love you guys, there are people hitting the dislike button right now because they're like, "Damn it, it's another hour-long video." So we're gonna wrap this up right now. We're gonna wrap this up.
We had 9 years to cover, you guys. and your stories, So there you go. It's the last interview that I'm going to do. I'm hoping for a while. I needed to have my own truth campaign here, and I'm done. Don't attack my kid. This is my my last message. Stop attacking my kids. Stop talking about my kid if you have nothing nice to say, and stop riding his coattails. Period. That end.
Hashtag I stand with Judy.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
He's going to continue to the day he dies, but it's nice to keep saying it. Unfortunately, he's. But yes, it does need to be said.
Thank you for talking to us, Judy.
Yes, thank you for the platform and all of that stuff. I appreciate it.
Jude, I want to leave you with this.
Yeah.
Next time Charlie calls you, don't pick up the phone. You get yourself in trouble. You get yourself in trouble that way.
Just for everybody's information, the last time I've ever seen Charlie was 1985, okay? So did my kids. So there you go.
Yeah.
Well, Jude,
Right.
I love you both, and we're gonna
Love you too.
we're all appreciative of you coming out. Kim, I'm appreciative of you hanging out here doing this with us and helping out immensely. Kim's got a documentary coming out. It's gonna be a doozy. And it's not gonna be based on what unemployed YouTubers have to say, by the way. There are going to be a couple of slightly more credible people in it. And she runs the website with Stacey Thomas, CoreyFeldmanFacts.com. I'm going to say that again.
Yeah.
Corey Feldman Facts, FACTS.com. Go there for everything you can possibly imagine on the mini moonwalker himself. Tiny Dancer, if you will.
Or on the YouTube channel, Kim Rocks.
Kim Rocks.
Kim Rocks.
Yeah.
You too.
And I have nothing to do with any of you, not the website, not the documentary. Just want to tell people because I'll be accused of that in 2 minutes.
I'm sure they already have.
She does not.
Yeah. Go see the real truth layers, the real truth movers, like Kim, like Stacey Thomas, like Susie Mendez. These people are still actively Susie, not so, she's very involved in Big Brother, and she loves her Big Brother stuff, but Kim and Stacey are running the site and putting together any and all information you can possibly acquire about forming your decision on what's going on with him. And there's going to be a lot more stuff coming up. As I've said before, this channel is now opened up to any and all things that they have going on that they want to post on the channel. I'm not making videos. I've said it before. I'm not going to be making any videos, but they are welcome with open arms to post anything new or anything that's significant to, go up there and, and please go visit CoreyFeldmanFacts.com if I haven't said that before, and go and visit Judy. If you're in Canada, I'm just kidding. Leave her alone, okay? Just let her enjoy her retirement. All right.
And let's just be clear. Yeah, leave me alone. And let's just be clear, Bobby. I'm not paying you or anybody else because you know what? I'm still waiting for a big fat check.
If you believe she is paying us, stop watching this video. Leave us the fuck alone. Get off this YouTube channel. Don't come back here again. Go get a job.
Yeah.
Do something constructive with your fucking life if that's what you believe. But leave us alone. Please leave us alone.
Made up stories.
Yeah.
Made up stories in their brain, whatever. Oh, well.
Yep.
Anyways, thank you guys very much.
Thank you,
Love
Jude.
you both.
Love you.
We love you.
Well, okay, me too. And we'll talk soon.
Okay.
I have a feeling we're going to talk right after I stop the recording. Everyone?
I have a feeling that I would like to do that.
Like, subscribe, share, comment, do all that stuff. Go visit Kim, Stacey, Susie, everybody that's down in the comment section. Go check all the links. Go check all the references. Read it all. Go research it for yourself. Don't listen to some YouTuber just saying stuff. Go and check the stuff out yourself. Please. I'm asking you. I've always just asked you to go and look up this stuff for yourself. Draw your own damn conclusions. Don't listen to some idiot with a free YouTube account. Trust me.
Yeah.
Go do the frickin' research. Okay. Everyone, peace out for now. I still don't have a sign off. I
liked it last night when you said peace out, Cub Scout. That was cute.
Peace
Yeah,
out,
that's cute.
Hey,
Nice, you know.
then so be it. Peace out, Cub Scouts.